Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, as I've already stated, has been a really interesting day. Extreme fear in crypto as the market weakens on Monday on expectation of an aggressive tightening. That sounds interesting. So, a major shift is underway at the Federal Reserve that could see a speedier end to its easy policies. And guys, even though this is something that's more important for the traditional investor, it's going to have some serious implications on crypto. So today, we're talking about that. We have XRP news, Asia's Billionaire news, Dogecoin killer Shiba Inu, BadgerDAO, fear, and some other stuff. So check this video out if you enjoy crypto news, and make sure you press that like button. All right, the price action faltered after the initial risk on, with all eyes will be on the consumer price report due this Friday. The USD index is near its 17-month high, and dollar long positions highest since June of 2019. Last week, the market was spooked by the mixed U.S. jobs report that has investors now expecting a more aggressive tightening by the Federal Reserve. U.S. payrolls were underwhelmed in November, but at the same time, there was a 1.1 million jump in jobs that pushed unemployment down to 4.2%. Quote, "We think the Fed will view the economy as much closer to full employment than previously thought," end quote, said Barclays economist Michael Gapin. Also another quote, "Hence we expect an accelerated taper at the December meeting, followed by the first rate hike in March," end quote. Now, Wanton Wallet shared this over on Twitter today. "I've been a trader for 8 years. Every 18 months or so, we have this conversation about how this time the Fed is really going to taper and raise rates. It has never freaking happened, and it's never going to happen. Big bear market rally when market soon realizes this is the case." This week, all eyes will be on the consumer price reports that are due this Friday. The key U.S. inflation figure will tell the market more about the early tapering and increases interest rates, or in interest rates. And of course, as we had the new thing which shall not be named, Asian share markets had a cautious start on Monday, while the new remains a concern. There are reports that cases had mounts. I don't want to say that. You guys can understand me, right? Now, the total crypto market cap is still struggling under 2.3 trillion as the sentiments turn to extreme fear at a level not seen since July. And when I checked it out, yeah, we are seeing some extreme fear indeed. I mean, right now, the number is showing 16. That is pretty severe if you ask me. Now, what is this caused by? In my previous video, I said it's most likely China. And I still actually stand by the fact that it is most likely China. It's most likely the Evergrande situation. And I've also said, if we actually keep going down today, it is 99.9% China on its own. Because the whole C19 thing, it can have some effect, yes, but it will be too coincidental if it actually went down tomorrow, for all the reasons which I stated in my previous video. Now, if we keep going down throughout this week, though, this intra-week basically without the weekend, it shows that it's most likely having to do something with the report that's due on Friday. But we'll have to see, because as of this point, it's what we see every single time that this happens. We get some fear, we get some enthusiasm on both sides of the board, and nobody knows yet until the report comes out whether or not one or the other is actually justified. We've had this a ton of different times before, guys, and most of the time, it really is kind of a lie that people tell themselves to get excited or fearful over. But as of this point, it's so nearly impossible to state whether or not this will be a good or bad event. We've seen, for example, the day that Bitcoin hit a new all-time high at 69,000, that we had a huge increase in inflation and a huge announcement like that. The price pumped, but then the same day some negative news came out and boom, everything ended up being really, really bad. Point being as well, the news Friday might be really good, really bad. We don't really know just quite yet. But it can literally turn around the same day if some other piece of news comes about. So anticipating these bigger events, you might do yourself mentally a little bit of good at the end of the day, because everybody's anticipating this specific event. Usually it's not as big of a deal. But that, again, is just my own opinion. People are talking about it like crazy, though. I mean, the entire internet right now is filled with questions about all of this. It is crazy. All right, having said that, ignoring XRP in 2022 could be detrimental. Here's why I can enter the top 5 crypto list again. So there's an analyst. He's called Michael van de Poppe. He expects XRP to participate in the next bull cycle in 2022 and claims its previous all-time high. Apart from SEC settlement, Ripple's foray into smart contracts, side chains, and NFTs can help fuel the XRP rally. So my own thoughts about this is he is pretty much right from the perspective that we have the lawsuit that's most likely settling in 2022, right? There's like a 99% chance of that, 99.9. However, if that was everything, I'd basically be bullish on XRP, but it would be a little bit more annoying basically because we'd only have the lawsuit to be excited about, which is still quote unquote a risk. But the fact that XRP right now is expanding so massively, to me, is a really bullish thing if we're talking about fundamentals, a really negative thing if we're talking about the cause. I'll talk about that more in just a second. Because what they're doing right now is all of a sudden taking some huge steps in the NFT realm, some huge steps in just getting projects on top of the XP ledger, and that really hadn't happened before. So from a global adoption perspective, they're making some really big strides. Now, the reason I just said it's kind of debatable is because people expected XRP to be this B2B, this business-to-business thing, and I'll talk about that a little bit later because I've even got some guys basically who even questioned this. Let me see if I can find it right here. Here we go. Jack, for example, said, I used to think the XP Ledger was going to be the best B2B blockchain, and now it's just full of shitcoins. Now good people have to buy full history nodes so bad actors can continue draining the ecosystem. Something about this notion seems entirely off. And so even though I agree with the fact that there's a lot of shitty things on here, it's just a lot of bad stuff, at the end of the day, it's stuff that really wasn't seen on the XP Ledger before. And I think if you compare it to Stellar, for example, this gives the XRP Ledger a very, very, very big plus in terms of activity, in terms of excitement. It gets a whole new layer of things going. And I think the next big thing is going to be XRP DeFi, and I'm excited for it. But think about it. The moment that people start to really build serious projects on the XP Ledger, wow, things can really start to get big because at first now we have a lot of jokes, a lot of stuff. I'm going to say 99% of the things I've seen on the XP Ledger are pure BS, just pure stupidity. There's this 1%, which is good. And hopefully some big stuff is going to be figured out soon as well. I'm excited for it, guys. I'm excited for it. 2022 is about to be XP's year, I feel. All right, so Asia's richest man, Mukesh Ambani, thinks the metaverse will unlock the next generation of value creation. The Indian billionaire chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries endorsed blockchain technology and DeFi at a recent event as India's parliament debates a crypto bill. I've actually seen two sides of this. I've seen a couple of people say this is really bullish because he's being nice towards crypto. From a crypto perspective, basically, some people said. Some others said, no, he's just being nice towards it because he's done paying taxes. He wants DeFi purely for that reason. And I've seen a couple of others say it's all an inside Indian game. I'm not really too sure about the situation. I'm going to say any man who basically praises crypto in this sense publicly is a man to my liking. And so even though he didn't really mention crypto like that, literally he mentions metaverse, it's also a juicy subject that I like a lot. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of it all. And I am giving my thumbs up for this because I am buying crypto metaverse right now like freaking crazy. So, yeah, it's a man to my liking. He gets a thumbs up for me. And by the way, guys, would you like to see the timestamps always? I mean, the timestamps for me usually take as long to do as the video itself. And I really didn't notice any more likes or any more engagement when I do those timestamps, like all the chapters on the videos. Please, guys, if you would like to see them, make sure you keep supporting these videos by pressing that like button if I do put them in, because it can seriously take me as long to do the timestamps as making the video, because I'm just not good at it yet, maybe. I have to go back and watch every single part of the, or at least I have to scroll through, but then let's just say it takes me a very freaking long time to do those things, right? So I would really appreciate it if you guys could press that like button if you want to see them. I'm going to do them for this video. All right, Dogecoin killer Shiba Inu, now available for spot trading on one of the largest crypto exchanges. I just noticed, Bybit, one of the leading crypto derivatives exchanges, has added support for Shiba Inu spot trading. It made me think, guys, I trade spot quite a lot, and people actually don't know that too much about me, I guess. I usually show you guys these trades over on Bybit where I'm trading derivatives, or basically trading this stuff with leverage, right? But there's another thing. I'm trading quite a lot of spot too. It's because it's a little bit slower. It's a little bit, quote unquote, safer. I actually just wanted to quickly let you guys know that I also sometimes do that. One of the main exchanges which I'm doing that on right now is KuCoin. I've kept sharing that a couple of times right now. Again, guys, I'm not trying to promote KuCoin in a certain sense. I'm just trying to literally tell you guys what I've been up to. And I noticed that a lot of US people use KuCoin. So yeah, I've started to become really big fan. There's also a couple of other advantages which I've noticed. Like, for example, if you're in this trade section, you can actually put in multiple different cryptos at the same time. I'll show you guys next time. But also one of the coins, which I think is going to launch on there eventually as well, is Real. Right now, one of the tokens which I'm buying on Bybit is called Real Metaverse. It's a token that is launching on the Bybit Launchpad, and all you need to do is have yourself a Bybit account and get yourself some BIT. But I'm also trying to figure out exactly how the KuCoin stuff works, because I've let myself be told that there's also tokens launching over here, but I have not found it yet. So maybe people have lied to me, or they're just talking about coins getting on the KuCoin chain from their native token, but not something actually getting on them. I'm trying to figure this stuff out, guys, so I can share it with you. But if I do find, don't worry, I'll get it to you all. And then one thing I just noticed is BadgerDAO seeks redress, but Bitmart attacks shows centralized exchanges are not immune from large-scale thefts either. So what happened basically is BadgerDAO, a Bitcoin DeFi website, contacts hacker seeking settlement. Bitmart exchange loses 200 million. So Badger is a DAO. So people often call that properly decentralized good stuff. Bitmart is a centralized exchange. They call that bad. They say this is better to keep your money on because it's decentralized and proper, and an exchange is worst. However, if we look at it now, BadgerDAO lost their money. Sorry guys, they actually said the other way around. BadgerDAO is scared to keep your money on, and a centralized exchange is good because it's centralized, so you're quote unquote safe. Well, none of these were good because at the end of the day, BadgerDAO got hacked and Bitmart got hacked, which is why I use a Ledger Nano S. I think there's a link down below to Ledger actually. I've not seen anybody use it in months, but I do believe there, so maybe I took it out actually by accident. But there should be a link down below for Ledger. If not, just use the Ledger website. Check yourself out for a nice little wallet like that. It costs maybe 50, 60 bucks or so, but it's worth it for your own safety. It's like, you have to think about it like this. Would you rather, let's say you have $5,000 right now, all right? Would you rather have this $5,000 be $4,900, which turns into $4.9 million? Or would you rather have this $5,000, which might turn into $5 million, but you losing everything turning into zero? Yeah, I'd rather take that little hit to the face right now with it being annoying to buy yourself a wallet. But at the end, hopefully, it's very much worth it. So what these guys are basically trying to do is trying to contact the hacker through their addresses because, of course, you can put on-chain messages by putting it in a little form. The thing is, sometimes these hackers do respond because they would rather get some white hacker money rather than keeping all the funds. Because think about it, guys. A lot of exchanges are going to try to block all those crypto funds. And even though you can still go and, for example, one thing, right, is you can go to the store right now. A lot of stores over here in Dubai, for example, you can actually spend all your freaking millions of dollars on buying some cars and then, of course, selling those again and going on with that little route. You got to put some on your name eventually. Some people's going to ask for you. And so you're going to either have like your money mule. It's just going to be an annoying little journey to basically wash it properly. So some of these guys would rather, instead of taking $120 million in this illegal money, take, for example, $1 million and it just being legitimate. So they've done a good job. They made some money along the road. And of course, right now they have some power to how do you call it? Negotiate. Because what I've said before is 1% should be the normal bounty. So if they stole $120 million, you should at least give $1.2 million in rewards. And even though that's annoying, because you might think, oh, but more hackers will hack that way if you give them a bounty that big of $1.2 million. No, I think if this person was actually willing to give it back, you should make it as tempting as possible to give it back. Because the amount of trouble you're saving yourself, I think, is severe. And I think with the way that these insurances work, probably, it's all fine anyway. Now, I'm not exactly sure how BadgerDAO works in terms of insurance, but a centralized exchange probably has got some sort of insurance for this. And they probably did prepare for a hack, like Binance does always. But I'm not really too sure in all that matter. Just want to quickly let you know, they're working on trying to get the money back. Not too sure what Bitmart is doing, actually. I just noticed that BadgerDAO is trying to get it back. But also, once more, don't trust any protocol with too much of your money. I've got a very large sum of my money over on Bybit and over on Binance, and now even over on KuCoin. Not too much, but a little bit. But that's mostly because I know, yeah, I can lose it, but the benefit of me being able to trade with it is higher. If you're just keeping your money on exchanges without doing anything with it, that's when things get a little bit risky because you could rather just take it off. If you're trading with it, keep it on. I have literally, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't promote it like it's a really smart thing. But I have a good chunk of money on different exchanges. But I don't necessarily recommend it if you're not going to trade with that. You know, I don't really keep all coins on exchanges like that I can take off. So, but that's just me though. That's just me. All right, guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.